me say, I think that's our car. I'm fairly confident on this one that we found William right here. We have a Dodge 044. We're starting our day here in Greenville, Mississippi at the largest boat ramp I have ever seen. In 2016, November 22nd, we have William Arrington, who went missing after a fight with his wife. Now, he left in a 2013 Dodge Avenger, red in color.
The wife states that he was drinking that night, and he left in rage because they had an argument. He may have came down here and decided to go in the water today.
For families who have all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope. Civilian divers cracking cold cases for free.
Annie's friend Sharita is the one that reached out to me, and I just want to read this because it really is touching, you know, as a friend who is supporting someone who really doesn't know how to ask for help or where to ask for help. So when she reached out to AWP, this is what she writes. Dear Adventure with Purpose, my name is Sharita. I am writing to summons for help finding my dear friend and sister in Christ husband. His name is William Arrington. Over the years, there have been some trying times for my dear friend. She really wants to have some type of closure to whereabout of her husband and father of their beautiful children. I truly believe that God has a special place in heaven for each of you. With the guidance of the good Lord, your team blessed many families. I pray that you can help bring resolution to this family. There are many bodies of water in the surrounding area in which they reside. And that's what brings us to, Greenville as we start to build a profile as to where William might be. We first start with a 5-mile radius ring around his last known location, where he lived, also where he worked. Now, I don't have complete confirmation, but I do have the one photo of William that seems to be standing in front of a JB Hunt truck. So this leads me to believe that he's a long-haul trucker, but there was no indication as to, well, he went back to work and the paychecks have, still been coming in. So knowing that, he left in a little bit of a rage, she writes me an additional, email or two. And I just want to finish reading this so that way we have a full understanding to the best of what we're working with today. So Sharita then writes back, good evening, AWP. Thanks for the prompt response. It is very well possible that he could have driven into a body of water accidentally. According to his wife, Annie, they had some type of a dispute. He then drove off and she never spoken to nor seen him or the car again. He has a history of alcoholism. According to his wife, he had been drinking the day she last seen him. It was always been a thought of my own that he could have possibly driven into a lake or possibly the Mississippi. The city of Greenville has several lakes in the surrounding area, with Lake Ferguson, which is where we're currently at. And Lake Ferguson is kind of an offshoot of the Mississippi, so if you take this lake all the way down, you'll actually end up in the Mississippi. So she goes on to say, Lake Ferguson having one of the largest boat ramps, which is where we're currently standing. To answer the at hand, it is very well possible that he could have driven into the water intentionally or on accident. And so we've had reports on another case that I'm working of an individual that we're going to be heading to tomorrow, which is Barbara Stauffer. And I want to touch on the accident scenario. Barbara, it was getting a little bit older. She would always go to the boat ramp every single day. And one day she accidentally put the car in drive instead of reverse, and she had to be pulled off the rocks. Now, Barbara's now missing. She went missing a couple of weeks after that, and nobody's been able to locate her. So what if we have the same type of scenario? What if he comes down to just simply relax? When we first pulled in, you know, there was another gentleman just sitting here. He came down to simply clear his mind and enjoy the water.
Yeah, I mean, he was parked sideways. He wasn't going to accidentally go in the water. I bet if someone's parked here and something can happen, failure in the transmission and the gear shifter, anything that can happen, or, you know, confusion can set in too. And if you've been drinking, you don't know left from right, up from down, it can happen.
Yeah. So with that, you know, we're going to treat this location as a possible accident location, but it could also be a on-purpose location. Sharita reaches out to us again, and she says, I'm positive that he drove away in the car. I've even spoken to his wife Annie this evening for about 2 hours, and she stated once again that he drove off in their red 2013 Dodge Avenger. Angie stated she do not remember the tag number because the car was registered in his and his mother's name. She also stated that she told that if the car was a 2014, they would have been able to track it. So what I want to do is I want to put the boat in at this location to begin with. Just up the way, we have 2 more boat ramps that are smaller, and those are not accident locations. Those are simply, you know, straight up, I'm done, I'm leaving. Now, one thing I like about what I'm just seeing right here, you know, we have 2 boats kind of sticking up out of the water. So I feel like it's going to be a nice, easy scan, and being that it's a Dodge Avenger, it's only going to be 3 to 4 feet tall in height. This is a still body of water versus the Mississippi River. So with the car being in there since 2016, it's only been coming up on, you know, just over 6 years. And so it's going to be a real easy read, and if the car's in there, we're gonna find it no problem. The other location, should we not find William at this boat ramp or the 2 just to the north of us, we have one more location just down south at another kind of inlet body of water similar to this. We don't have anything on the Mississippi within our 5 or 10 mile radius on this one. So again, normally we find people within a 5 mile radius if they did it intentionally, even on accident. The other thing I do want to touch on is while there's a couple of bodies of water within town, I did check those out as well. They're little canals, nothing big enough, wide enough, or deep enough for a vehicle that I found in my research so far. So on that, let's get the boat in the water and see what we can come up with today.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I just went outside to one of my fishing tournaments down here, and I see it's a dive team down here.
Yeah, we're looking for
Gold?
the missing gentleman from 2016, William Arrington. Did you hear about that case? Yeah. So we look for missing people underwater in their cars. And so we travel the U.S. doing that free of...
I knew that there was many drownings out here, but most of them involved like people swimming or fish. The last one was a little fisherman guy who fell overboard, and they found his body like weeks later. It had drifted way down. He didn't have a life jacket on.
Yeah.
So this is a guy that I don't think I guess I missed that case.
Yeah, he was an argument with his wife that evening. Alcoholism is involved, and so that's what brought us to the area. So we'll be checking this location, the boat ramps to the north, and then you have the lake to the south. We'll be checking that.
Great.
Well, we hope to have good news and bring in, you know, answers to Annie today. So
And that guy's name?
thank you. It's all ready? Well, you already have that thing ready for me, Byron.
Oh, no, can't do that. Here we go.
Hey, thank you. Nine feet. Definitely hiding car. What we'll do is we'll scan down this direction first, then we'll start heading back up north to the other boat ramps, and then we'll move out a little bit further to make sure we scan far enough out on this one. Now for our scanning today, if you have not been with us before, I'm going to give you a sonar overview today. The first thing I'm starting with is the hummingbird. I refer to this as a picture in time because anything that we're going over, it records the picture. I can take and I can scan back like this to a target and be like, all right, I want to head over here and go double check that. The way that this works is that's the side scan, which is I'm casting 75 feet to the left and 75 feet to the right. Anything that's black where the little boat icon is at is water column. So if you look in the upper left, we have the depth gauge, and if you look at the grid lines, 183654, that gives you an indication as to the depth. Now the upper one is my down imaging. So if I come up over an object, it's going to let me see how tall that object is. The one on the right is my Garmin. This is my live scope. As a fish swims by, you can actually see a fish swimming by in real time. It's really useful when I get over a target that I can manipulate it similar to a flashlight and be able to really hone in on my target, as well as use my magnets to attach directly to the vehicle and my targets. And here's the houseboat. I almost feel like he has two boats here. So he has a big houseboat and then another boat that's kind of washed up right next to it. And so I'll put this on side imaging here. And so you can see the big shadow of the boat underwater there. So on my live scope, you can see the fish there swimming. It's about 2 foot long for a fish. On the left here, you can see tires in the water. So there's a tire, there's a tire. I can zoom in on it as well. And so if we can spot a tire, we're definitely going to be able to spot a car underwater here. So let's head back in towards shore. We'll finish scanning just right here, and then we'll scan this entire ramp up to the those other two ramps.
How you doing? Yes. Hey man, I'm Byron. I'm Jared's brother.
Jason.
Jason, nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet y'all. Is there somebody y'all looking for in particular?
Yeah, 2016, William Arrington. He's about 33, black male. Him and his wife, I guess, had an argument.
Yeah.
And he's known to drink. So this is the closest, biggest boat ramp and access to that location. So.
I fish here. I bass fish. I've got side image and 360 and all that. The next boat ramp is where the cars are. There's like 4 cars down there.
Okay.
You know, it's right on the other side of that casino.
Yeah.
A new boat ramp.
Okay.
I haven't seen any out here.
You haven't picked up any?
No, and like I said, we bass fish out here all the time.
Yeah.
There was something over there, but it looks like back years ago, they put a bunch of concrete trucks out here and just sunk them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what's right over here. But
So the other boat ramp has 4 cars that you know of?
yeah, one of them is one of them looks like an Expedition or something, you know, like a big SUV.
Okay.
And then the other ones they look like cars.
Cars.
You know,
Yeah, we're looking for 2013 Dodge Avenger. So, you know, sedan about that size, the white car. Red is what we're looking for.
Cool, man.
So, yeah, man, that's good to know that there's 4 down there. Now, do you know if the fire department knows about those or?
I don't know. I found one last year in Lake Lee. It was an Altima, and called the cops. Man, they really acted like they didn't want to come fool with it. Well, they did. They ended up coming and getting it, but they just acted like it was a hassle. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody has called them about them or not. So,
Where's that other lake at? Not
Lake
too far
Lee
away?
is probably 10 miles south on Highway 1 down here.
Oh, okay.
It's another ox boat just
Okay.
like this one.
Yeah, that'd be outside of the search zone. Most cases, it's within that 5-mile ring. Sometimes, and then if we don't find who we're looking for in that 5 mile, we'll stretch it to 10. So I'll keep that in mind.
Awesome.
Any other places you can think of that someone might be able to get a car underwater enough to not see it?
Okay, so there's this boat ramp right past the yacht club.
Okay.
Then there's another boat ramp on down around the bend.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah, the gal that I was talking to that works for the visitor center, she says that quite a few bodies are recovered from this body of water. And, you know, and that's kind of how it is in a lot of, you know, lakes around the U.S., unfortunately, is that, you know, people aren't wearing their life jackets and they end up slipping over the edge of a boat or whatever reason, they end up in the water, and then it will be a couple of weeks later before they surface. When they're not contained in something like a vehicle, normally you'll go through 2 float cycles, and when the body becomes bloated, then it will float, sink again, and then float a second time. And it's really during that time that by chance somebody's out on the water, or they're washed ashore, or they're caught on a log or something, that's when a individual who is drowned is usually found. It's less likely that a diver or a dive team or a sonar team is going to find that individual. That's normally during that float cycle when they come back to the surface. And some people say, well, how long does it actually take? It's all going to depend. What is the temperature of the water? How deep is the water? What is the size of the individual? How much fat content do they have on them versus how lean they are? So a lot of factors come into play. If it's warmer, they're larger, they're going to float sooner than somebody that was skinny, especially in deeper water or colder water. This right here is the boat ramp, the extended boat ramp that comes down right here. I can't hear what you're saying.
So the guy said that there's 4 at the next boat ramp, not this one, but the next one coming up. One looks like an expedition, the other 3 look like cars.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, we'll head up there and check them out as we're heading up there. Appreciate it, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's good that a local fisherman stopped by and was able to give us a heads up that he said it looks like there's an expedition and 3 other cars at the other boat ramp. And one of those just might be William. So what we'll do is we'll finish scanning this one. I'll head back down for a wider pattern on here. Then we'll move Byron and Houston up to that other boat ramp, and we'll just have them meet us up there if I don't find anything on this second pass here. Alright, what is that? That is kind of tall. 5 feet tall. Line up with that white car on the boat ramp there and come in and out. Alright, I'm gonna go to the right a little bit. I'm not picking it up on live, I'm getting it on down a little bit. So it looks like a car, doesn't it? That's in the shape of an Avenger too, I believe. Right there. See that right there? That is 12 feet long. And if I had to guess, I'm gonna say I think that's our car. So I'm kind of looking at a longer hood like that. And so I'll come back over it and let's look for that longer hood. – 30 feet deep. So you can see the magnet on the live scope there. It's at 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, 25 feet, 30 feet, 35. So now let's go find this car and attach ourselves to it. And we'll suit up and dive on up. Before we do though, we'll finish scanning this area. All right, so there's the car. See it? So our magnet right now is, let's see, our magnet is right at the 30-foot mark, 14 feet behind us. So the car is at the 0 mark. Right, see it? See the magnet right near the front of it? All over it right there. So we're going to attach to it. Alright, so it's right behind us. read on it. Come on, it's all over it. Kind of looks like there's a big fin on the back, or the trunk is open. That's what it is. See the trunk open? Okay, I'm locked on it. You see that reading? Yeah, trunk is open. And it looks like it's been down there for just a couple of years. And that appears to be the shape. I'm fairly confident on this one that we found William right here. So we won't know until we dive. Yeah, I mean, look at that shape there. So very similar in size and shape. So anytime that you're diving and you go over 20 feet and you're down for, you know, a great period of time, let's say, you know, 15 or 20 minutes or more, when you're coming back up, a safety stop would be required, roughly between 20 to 15 feet. You'll stop for 2 to 3 minutes for a safety stop to let the nitrogen that's built up in your bloodstream escape to a safe level, so that way you can then finish coming to the surface. If you come to the surface too quickly, those nitrogen bubbles can actually, you know, explode your heart and your brain, and it will cause a great deal of pain and possibly death.
There's nitrogen in the air, there's nitrogen already in our system, but everything compresses and allows those nitrogen bubbles to go smaller and escape through the membrane of our arteries, veins, it escapes into your body. So if we come up too fast, imagine taking a soda can, shaking it up, popping it. That's what happens. And instead of letting it sit and reabsorb properly back into the liquid before you crack that can. So that's called the bends, and yeah, people die from that. It affects the brain, affects vision, so it becomes a problem. So you have to give that safety stop time for those bubbles to actually reabsorb. As they get bigger, you don't want them to get trapped on the wrong side of those membranes and cause problems. They actually need to come back in and absorb back into your system and be processed through your breathing. So that's why it's important.
Now on this one, provided it's our car, 100% I will not be popping any windows if all the windows are up. If the windows are down, I will do everything I can to identify if anybody's inside. I'll take a reading on my compass on my dive computer here. Let me jump back over there, and before I leave, I will know that towards shore is 135 degrees. And so I will then be able to tell whether the front of the car or the rear of the car, or which side is facing shore. That way, if this is our vehicle, we'll be able to relay this information to the local dive team if they're the ones who are going to be pulling it, or when I head back down to do the rigging, I'll know which, the front or the rear, that I need to hook up, so that way we're not twisting, flipping the car. We want to make it as easy as possible to pull this car up. So 135 is my heading. Now, in the event that this is not my vehicle and the windows are up, we'll then be using the window breaker and seatbelt cutter, pulling that off of there. Has a little push so you know which side to push against the window. And when I push against the window, then a tungsten pin comes out and it will pop the window. It is my recommendation that you have 4 of these in your car. The ones we sell on our website at adventurewithpurpose.com, they come with an accessory mounting kit. So it has window visor clips, it has some zip ties in there, has extra keychains in there, instructions. The back seats, I suggest that you zip tie it to the headrest if available. That way whoever's in the back seat, if you're in an accident, more people will die from smoke inhalation and fires than actually going in the water. But if you go in the water, you also want a chance of escaping. So anyway, one for each visor I recommend, and then one for each seat in the back. Also has the seatbelt cutter, so that way, let's say the car flips, you're stuck in the car, use the seatbelt cutter, and you can get yourself out. But anyway, in the event this is not our car, I will pop the windows if they are up to verify that nobody is inside of this vehicle.
Alright, we're going in. Alright, we are now heading down. Alright, we're at 5 feet, we're going to go down to 30 feet. Does not have a fin on it. No fin. But I can tell. No fin. And I believe this is white in color. Can't tell. Let's get down to the side of it here. Yeah, it's not red. This is silver. The back window is up on the passenger side. Can't tell what it is. Come around to the front here. Oh, there's an emblem on it. So it's 70. So not our car. Driver's window is up. Driver's rear window is up. And the rear window is intact. The window Alright, we'll take it in the back window here. Gently move it out of the glass. Alright, we see in the back crash, or the back driver's window. Alright, take it. And push, here we go. There we go, push the window. Glass on the way. Reach the in. Does not appear to be anybody in the back seat. Remember the front passenger? Does not appear to be anybody in the front passenger. The vehicle appears to be clear. Nice and straight ahead. Take the line off and do a safety stop. Alright, hold on up.
Not our vehicle.
It's a Chevy of some sort. Gray in color. We got the license plate, what I think is a paper plate, so there's nothing here to read. Yeah, paper plate's gone, so we don't know what it is. The windows, all the windows were up. It is, in my opinion, newer than a 2017, because some vehicles that are newer than 2017, the front windows will be laminated. Window breakers will not break those because it's like windshield glass. Auto industry started doing that for safety for rollovers. Some of them have gone back to tempered glass on the front windows, like my wife's car is a 2020 and it's now tempered again. But the good news is your back windows are still going to remain tempered for most of your vehicles. So I was able to punch out both back windows, reach into the back seat as well as reach into the front seat. The driver's side, the seat belt is not in the engaged position. I was able to clear the front seat. Same thing with the passenger seat. I was able to clear the front seat passenger side as well. The trunk was open, as we saw on Sonar. I was able to clear the trunk as well. So this car is 100% clear. I'm gonna head back, unsuit, and then jump back in the boat, and we're gonna go scan where those other cars are that the fisherman said, and see what else we can do to find William today. This one was my most logical, my most hopeful, but then when you start breaking it down and you start thinking about it, like where the fisherman told us that there's 4, when you pull up like Google Earth right now and you zoom in on that, you'll see how it's more secluded and quiet. And I think that's probably why there's more vehicles over there versus a lot of people come down here to sit and look at the water here. Not quite as secluded. I'm gonna scan through this area too though. Just wanna make sure that if they happen to come off of any of these parking lots or upper dock areas that we don't miss anything down here. So we ended our scan here. So we'll take our scan down here, run all the way to the next boat ramp. Tell if that's an old big boat down there or if it's an old pier. Looks like a sunk boat right there. See the shape of it. Wow, look at that houseboat over there, or the floating home that's not doing too good. I don't think there was any access to that boat ramp there, but let's double check it while we're here. Rule everything out that we can on this. Is that a boat ramp there? Oh, that is. Yeah, Byron's there. Holy boat ramp. Don't back down too far. You'll hit a sinkhole. All right, so over here on the right, can't tell if those are vehicles or boats or what we got here. Let's go double check these over here. Yeah, see, what is that there? That's not a car. If it is a car, it's in a really old frame. Yeah, I think it's just an old dock or something. It's laying flat on the bottom. All right, so let's scan past it. We'll scan past it, and then we'll come into it both directions. That's a big boat ramp. All right, something square and shiny. That is not a car. There's nothing at the bottom of that boat ramp, except for tires and debris. All right, let's move out a little bit further and see what else we can find off of it. Wonder how long ago he had spotted these cars over here. I know he made mention he didn't know if the fire department or anybody had come and gotten them out, and maybe they have. There's something right there. Double check that. It's only 11 feet deep, so it's not going to be hard to identify. Okay, right there. Yeah, that's not a vehicle. It's only 18 feet deep. See how you can see the tire so clear right there? So whatever this is not a car when you look at the scale of it, in my opinion, but let's go back over it to verify. We'll do it like a 45 here. Should be right about here. Okay, it's off to the right. Yeah, see, it's a rock or something. Not the shape of a car. That could be a vehicle right out there. That's an older vehicle, so that is not what we're looking for in my opinion. But we'll go over the top of it again. And then that was either a boat and then like a old frame that's upside down, so not what we're looking for there. We went over that over there pretty good. All right, let's go, what, 50 feet over and out? So in my opinion, the car we're looking for is going to be very similar in the way that Chevy showed up on Sonar. All right, so there's the vehicle off to the left still. So I feel like we should have another one right about here. Here it is, right there. It's upside down, okay? Well, that's a car. That could be our car. Okay, let's mark that one. So I can't really figure out the shape to it other than it being a car. Okay, we'll drop it down, make the fish move. See the fish on live? Ding, 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 ding. We're at 25 feet, 30 feet, move fish, 35 feet, and let's go bump it back onto that car now. There we go. Okay, we're on it. Solid black. Okay. Let's go find that other one. Okay, so we got, this one is older over here. Just the way it's looking. All right, there it is. Another one. It's upside down. 43 feet. Another car. All right, yeah, let me have the magnet. I can't tell how old that one actually is. All right, 43 feet. It's like a carnival game at this point. It gets a little more difficult the deeper it goes. The magnet is coming up on the car right there. Okay, hit it, smack it, lock on it. Oh, wow, we did it. Okay. This one, I'm surprised at how far out this one is. That one surprises me. All right, let's scan more of this and see what else we got in here. I don't know if there's another one there just now. I'll have to come in kind of a straight line between them and see. I'm picking up another car, or I'm just picking up those two that we already have marked. All right, so I'm casting 100 feet to the right now and 100 feet to the left. Okay, so look, I've got that car on the right, and then I've got another car right here as well, almost in line with that one. And then let me pass this one here. Yep, and then we have that one. Yes, we have another one straight out from that one. Okay, so we should hit this one now on the left. There it is, on side scan. And then it should show a shadow right about here of another one on the left. There it is. And that one's a lot shinier too. And we have another one on the right here. So we need to pick that one up. We need to pick this one up. Okay, we're coming up on another one right here, underneath of us. Right there. That one might be the Avenger. I think that one's on its wheels. Right there on the left is where it's at. That might be the Expedition SUV that he was mentioning. Kind of looks like it's on its wheels and an SUV shape. Here we come on it. Yep, see it? Alright, there's my magnet swinging. It's gonna swing right into it at 40 feet. See that? Swing right into it, buddy. There we go. We got it. We are on solid luck. Yeah, I would say a van or an SUV is what this one looks like, which is what the fisherman thought. So I'll probably dive on 2 of them, and then if those first 2 are not it, then I'll put some more air on, take a little break, and then go down on the other 2. Alright, so we should be right in line with that buoy, I believe. Alright, so let's pick a line straight down through here. So if I do this, then we should put the SUV on the right, the other car on the left. Alright, so there is that car on live. Now I'm looking for another one straight out from here. I want it to pop up on live, because I've got one over there, one over there, and I swear there was one more that was right in line here, but it's not. It's that SUV over there, and then that car there. Okay, so that's all I have so far. 3. I don't have a 4th yet. So as far as diving, I'm going to be most interested in those 2 over there. Alright, let's head up to that other boat ramp now. See what we can find up there.
What's the story with the houseboat over there?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
That guy showed up when water was down where it's at now.
Yeah.
It's anchored probably another 10 foot back this direction or so.
Yeah.
And parked there, and next thing I know, water comes up, it's gone. I think hoodlums or somebody probably got in there and pulled the plug.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, you started seeing it. It started doing this down in the back, and then the water came back up.
Okay, so no one was on it when it was just a slow progression.
Yeah. I think he left it or something happened.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you come over here one day, because I ride this. I mean, I drive all over the Delta, and I come over here to look at the water. Next thing you know, it's sitting there, and next thing you know, it's just.
Oh man.
But the water wasn't in it.
Yeah.
The water was still low.
Yeah.
But just like somebody probably got on it.
Thanks. Do you know of any places like within a few mile radius that has rumors of cars or anything else in it?
I don't know of any. I mean, I know there's a big lake Washington up here.
Yeah.
On the river down here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt somebody put a car off in there.
Okay.
I mean, but it's kind of shallow in places, but there's a couple deep spots, but nothing where the boat ramps are.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, there you go, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, good talking to you.
Good luck.
Okay.
So here's the first actual hidden boat ramp I was after. Then there'll be another one that we can see up there as well. So there's 2 of them here, all within like 300 yards of each other. First one's right here. Alright, picking up the end of the ramp there. Picking up a tire on the left. Very clean. No cars yet. Alright, I'm really confident in this last boat ramp here being clear. We'll double check this one out further with a couple more scans, and then we'll return to where those 3 vehicles are at and look to see if we do have a 4th, or if there was just a misread from the fisherman and him thinking there was a 4th. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing the 4th and it is there. So, never know. I never did find a 4th that he was mentioning. And I've scanned this area over and over, so I don't believe that there's a 4th. I'm feeling very confident on just the 3. Yeah. Alright, I'm feeling fairly confident in all that. Alright, let's pull this up and suit up and go knock him out.
How deep is it? 45. Don't tip the boat. Good luck.
We're at 20 feet. So we're up right now. 28 feet. Alright, there we go. We are on the side of it. Okay, there's upside down. Let's see what this is. We have a Dodge. That's a Dodge. Let's see what color it is. Don't think it's red. No, it's black. The thing is black. But it is a Dodge. Alright. Definitely a Dodge. License plate. I'll come back to that in a moment. Alright, we're going to turn on our side. It has a donut tire on one. I am unable to identify the type of Dodge it is, though. Either a blue or a purple. It is not red. Also, it expired in 21, so it's not the car we're looking for. Alright, I can't get that off. That's fine. Not the car we're looking for. Alright, so we need a 3-minute safety stop. So we will do that on the way up. Alright, safety stop starts now. 3 minutes. Driver's window is open a little bit. It's clear. It's a Dodge, but it's black. The tags are from 21. Not our car.
No license plate?
I couldn't get it off.
Okay.
August 21.
August 21. That's fairly new. Okay, well, on to the next one.
Alright, we're good. See you later. $25 feet. 20 feet. There we go. What color is this? Let's see. Oh, that's a window there. What is it? Alright, it's upside down. Can't tell the color yet. It's a Honda. Kind of buried. The window is up, so we're going to go ahead and break the window. Alright, really silky down here. Alright, window's broken now. Reaching in, moving the glass around. Driver's side appears to be clear. I can feel the steering wheel going around in there. I don't feel anybody in the driver's seat. Making our way to the back window. Popping the window. Alright, window's broken. Alright, nobody's in the back driver's seat. Trying to go for a license plate. Alright, I've got a license plate here. See if I can get it off. Okay. License plate in hand. Good. Alright, these windows are buried. I can't get to the passenger side. They're too buried. Alright, go back to the line. We're heading back up. Alright, we're at 20 feet. Continue at safety stop. 044. Can't tell the year. 12. Is that December? What year? Oh, December of 2002. So that one's been down here for a while. Mississippi. Alright. 2 weeks to go. Good. That one is a Honda. I have the license plate.
Okay.
The driver's side, I was able to break the windows and clear it.
Yeah.
The passenger side is buried. I can't get to the windows.
Okay. So right here, look at that. BBT, Washington County, BBT 044. And that is December 02. Car's in that good a condition down there than that 16 or that 2013. Williams will be in as good a shape. So that's good news.
Alright, I'm good. I'll see you. Alright, last one is to be the SUV. What is it? Alright, we are on the vehicle. Oh, don't pull it, Iron. Oh, you just pulled it off. Yeah, I think it is in this condition. It's quite big. Put it there for you. Alright, yeah, we got quite a few windows on it. Passenger windows are all up. Really silty down here. It's buried quite a bit. And there's the emblem. Yeah, I believe it's a Ford. You can hardly see a thing down here. Alright, we're back to the driver. We're going to punch the window. Alright, that window has been broken. I can feel the steering wheel. The front seat is clear. The seatbelt is not engaged. Alright, we're going to punch the next window. There we go. Reaching in to the middle seat. The middle seat is clear. Reaching in. Alright, there's a bottle of shampoo in there. Driver's side rear seat is empty. Going to the rear window. Alright, here we go. Woo! That one broke, no problem. Pushing the window out. Reaching in. Alright, nobody in the rear seat. Okay, coming around to the back here. There we go. Pushing through. Reaching in. Alright, nobody's on the rear seat there. Passenger middle row. Here we go. Woo, one push, no problem. Reaching in. Nobody's in the middle row. Passenger front. Here we go. There we go. Push it in. See, now this is laminate, not tempered. Oh, that actually has a tint on it. So that one has tint. And it broke just fine. Reaching in. Okay, we got something in here. Hold on. Oh, that's the tint glass that we had. Or a visor. So we'll remove that out of the way. Reaching in some more. Okay, front seat, passenger. Just gonna make my way back around to the back, see if there's a license plate if I can't. Alright, I found the license plate. I can't see it, but I'll cover it off here if I can. Was it a Ford or a Nissan? I think it might be a Nissan. Oh, there it is. Okay, what is this? Oh yeah, it's a Nissan. Alright, we'll take that window. My boot stop is a Nissan.
Uh-huh.
All the windows were up on it.
Uh-huh.
I broke every single window. That little breaker works really good. The front windows had tint on them. Broke right through that, no problem. Cleared front, middle, rear, and trunk. Nobody's inside of that one either.
Was it a Nissan Pathfinder?
Yeah, I think, or Armada, one of the two.
Armada, okay. Yeah, it seemed pretty big.
I mean, it was a big one. So it was 3 rows of seats. So I think that's the Armada.
Armada, yep.
All right, well, why don't you go ahead and pull those markers,
Okay.
and then I'll put my rain gear back on. Double check that other ramp further out. But before we do that, let's get some lunch too.
Okay.
So,
See it shore.
cleared them. The only thing we couldn't clear was the Honda, the second one. The passenger windows were buried on that one. So the Armada, or whatever it is completely clear. And then the other one was Dodge, but it was the wrong color Dodge that we're looking for. And I think it was an Intrepid possibly, but not an Avenger. Nissan tag off that one. So we need to pull up Google on both of those and see if by chance either one of those come up in the system. Alrighty. We'll do 2 passes on this one. Right about, since we already did the one pass closer to shore, one pass further out, do a pass right about here. We'll see, what was that? Did I find another car? Right there. Yeah, that's not a car. Oh wait, oh, there's a, looks like a pickup truck kind of buried. There's the car to the left, the Chevy. We have a boat that's out here as well. So we've got this boat that we're coming up on the left, but then about 50 feet to my right, when we move over and do another pass, I think this right here is another boat. And then there's that boat underwater there. And just a log on the right. What is that one? Is that another boat, or what's that? Back up to that one. Didn't look like a vehicle. Yeah, it had like pontoons or something on that one. Not a car. I'm really not sure what that is. Not a car. This over here. I want to double check this right here. Like right there. What is that? See that? I gotta go back to that one more time. Oh, there it is. It's that log sticking up. At that angle and live, you can see it. All right, we're clear. All right, let's get Byron to pick us up. So what we ended up doing is I ended up starting with Greenville here, and I gave ourselves the 5-mile radius, looking for any potential waterways. This morning, remember I was mentioning the canal that went through town?
That's it, isn't it?
No, this is a different one. We're over.
Okay.
We're right here right now is where we're parked.
Okay.
So it's straight in front of us, about a mile down. But we crossed over on the way to breakfast, and I was able to put eyes on it. Plus, when you zoom into it, you can see what the actual width is of it, and it's not wide enough. It's not deep enough. So that's the issue.
Less than width of a car.
Yeah, so that's the issue I've got with that one. But coming back here, so my entire game plan today was two main locations. One was the main boat ramp here, the great big one,
Right.
which right out here is where we found a car right about, let's say right about here. We'll put a marker there, and we'll say it was a Chevy car. All right. And then we had the crash boat that was over here. There was actually 2 boats here. This boat was not here. And then we came up and we scanned this boat ramp. So at this location, we had one right off of here. And this was the Honda.
And that's where the local said there was 4.
Yeah, and I mean, I double scanned it, but they also said that this one here,
Yeah.
right here, they said that this one was a Expedition, and there was a Nissan
Armada.
Armada. And then we found right over here is where we found a Dodge car. All right.
But it was black. Was not our red Avenger.
Was not our red Avenger. I also scanned, there was this boat ramp here, another little boat ramp right here that we scanned, and then we went up and we scanned these 2 ramps as well.
Yeah, there was a local that stopped by, and it was it wasn't Addy Road, it was Adis Road or Abide Road. It was 2 miles down, but where he showed me, it was just all private access. You'd really have to know.
To the north, you mean?
Yeah, you'd really have to know your way in.
And you said it was across the bridge.
No. Well, it was right here. So this road cuts in right here.
Right. Yeah, and I looked at that one too, and yeah, it was all private stuff. So I ruled that one out with not taking anybody there, because if this was a gentleman that was going to do this to himself, one, this is not an accident location, and 2, it's not a, hey, I'm going to go past all these homes when I have these easy private accesses right down here, in my opinion.
Right, quiet.
So then that brings me back to, all right, we're out of the 5-mile radius, but we only have one other potential location in the area that's on this side of the river.
Okay.
Now, coming back over here, you do have a barge port, but when you come into it, this is a ferry that goes across, and they have like the gate up here as well. Mm-hmm. And so for that reason, I've ruled this one out. Plus you're coming into more of it's not a quiet private area. This is a well-used area. Then you jump to the other side of the river, well, you would have to take the barge in order to get to the other side of it for the barge port. So for that reason, I eliminated these 2 from my list. I did not focus on either one of those boat ramps. And then the one up here to the north, I just felt like this one, once you zoomed into it, it was just a point. It wasn't like a real, like there was no actual boat ramp. It just pulled it up when I typed in boat ramps there. And I didn't find anything that was like a, hey, let me head up here for a nice quiet spot. So for that.
Yeah, it's all pretty shallow with a bunch of sandbars.
Yeah. So even here, like, yeah, you have a big sandbar there. So I did not pick anything up here in this area. So then it brings me back down to, all right, we have one more location that's within a 10-mile radius. Let's head down here and go check off this one. And it's kind of a, you know, more secluded, quiet, private one. And as far as I know, it's public access into there. So we'll head down there and see what we can do to get into it. Okay. That'll be our last location of the day. You know, it's after 3 p.m. now, and by the time we're done there, it'll be 4:30. And sound good?
Sounds good. It says, oh, careful, look at this road too, though. Not a public road.
No night travel, all terrain vehicles, no slope riding.
We shouldn't, just in case we need to.
So is that just the levee then, maybe?
I think it's the levee road, but let's read here and see what the restrictions are here. Because that makes it seem like you can't drive on the levee, but it seems like you can still go up and over. But I'm looking at this kind of being impassable right now.
No, I can make it down there.
Okay, can you make it back?
Why not? Maybe I may not be able to make it back.
No,
but
this is where we need the Argo.
yeah, yeah, because that's sandy down there.
Yeah, no, we're not going down there. That's up there.
Oh, I'm just gonna go.
Concrete down there.
It looks like we can go.
Okay.
Okay, now.
That's passable.
Yeah, so we can go, right?
Ish. Yeah, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Oh yeah, see, it's a regular boat ramp right there.
Yes, it is.
But look shallow out there. See that right there? Really, really shallow. Hopefully it gets deep. And hopefully we find the car. And hopefully it's William's car. Yeah, like that's only 4 feet deep. And it drops off quick right there. Listen, I'm not kidding. There's lightning out here. And I am not gonna be taller than you, because it's gonna hit you first before it hits me. I would rather put my foot in a fire ant mound right now than hold an umbrella out here. Oh, we have another boat ramp right here too. We gotta go scan that one. Okay, so we're past that boat ramp. And we'll circle on back and that'll be it. Oh, do we have a car here? No. What is that? That's just the way the dirt rolls off over there. Not a car. All right. All right, anyway, we scanned this area. We're clear in here. There are no vehicles. We're gonna do everything we can to put this boat away as quickly as possible, but we do want to say thank you for being a part of this episode with us as we worked to search all the areas here in Greenville, Mississippi. We hit the most logical locations. We found the 4 vehicles. We've cleared the 4 vehicles, but unfortunately we were not able to find William today. But this is where we then reach out to you. If you happen to be a fisherman in the Greenville, Mississippi area, be sure to put eyes on the water. Start searching these boat ramps and other locations you're at, and report to the local, sheriff's department. Report to the local PD, the fire department. Let them know that William Arrington is missing from November 22nd, 2016, and it just might be the 2013 Dodge Avenger, red in color, that we need to find to bring him home to him and his family. So anyway, again, thank you for being here. If you've not subscribed, do so. It is free, and hit the bell notification on YouTube so that way you get a notice anytime we upload another video. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for being here.